Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to KritzKast. We've got the playoff decider tonight.
This cast is powered by Gamer Subs.
It's the E2F2L Highlander Spring 2023 Week 5 on CB Steel. And it's Feila eSports who are going to need to take all 6 points tonight versus Highpanzer, who sadly have nothing left to play for, other than to perhaps spoil their opponent's night. I'm Dave, joined by __ behind the camera once more, and it's DuMmTm alongside me. How you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, like you said, there might not be much to gain here anymore on Highpanzer's side, but Alon just messaged me earlier as well, and they were keen to win this game. I mean, if you were here last season, you saw Alon's squad go up against Feila. It was a very close affair that they lost, and they don't want a repeat of that. Steel will be starting now. Feila starting off, setting up the time for Highpanzer to beat. Feila needs to win 2 rounds without dropping a single one. That is what has to happen here for Feila to make playoff. They can't drop a point. They just need to get this as a 2-0 win, 6 points in their favor, and Envision will be knocked off from 3rd place.
Well, Vardy got some information for his team there, I guess you could technically say. But
it's fine, you have to pass the spawn, you know, yeah. It's okay.
He's back up. Looks like they got everyone out on the A point at the moment on Feila's side. They've got everyone ready to move through this white rear. I think there were crit stickies set up there, so that is a pitfall they have to negotiate before the real pitfall, which is the pit itself. This E point is just such a fun playground.
Well, it depends on which part of the pit you're on at any given time, I guess, how much fun you're having here. For now, oh, look at that. Vanu comes back from the dead, and suddenly we're back in action here as well. We'll see if that's going to be good enough. Stops a bit of aggression to E. They still had some people on the flank, so maybe they want to fully commit, but most of Highpanzer is ready to just deny rotation here. Look at that. The traps being put up forward again. They're just a solo engineer. That's not going to be too much of a threat of any of that, so looks like they're just more worried about the rotation coming through than actually decap time.
Vardu, I see he's on the scattergun, which, if you ask Pug admins, is going to increase his power substantially. If you ask me, it's actually slightly worse than the Soda Popper, which is so proficient with. Either way, they're going to take down Moikill up top, so Feila do have some space up on the concrete area. It's going to have to be DuMmTm jumping forward to try and block it up, but it's actually just going to be a trade in the main, and not too many casualties. Nebu and Moikill going down, though, for the red side mean that Feila do have some space to work with.
Okay, battalions after the Uber always sounds nice. Still Hondro snipes a kill past the soldier's damage rester, gets the engineer of all people. Still have a couple spawns left to wait for here themselves on Feila, but they have better spawns as well. Maybe can make some good work of the lack of a sentry gun as well. There's the bombs coming through, good damage by Hondro, but Layla will go down. Vanu, after the first funny death, actually had a really good last few minutes here already, and with that, they're just continuing to go on an absolute tear here. I think the strong point I've seen of Highpanzer so far, in the few times I've watched them on this map, was the B point. It's a very important one. This and E is the ones he really can hold together the easiest, I would say, most often than not, but it doesn't make it easy necessarily for every team. Them, however, on the other hand here, doing a pretty good job so far. Loose cannon even as well, coming out to play here a little bit, but that's enough. Spy in position as well, big repush from Feila, now with nothing to lose, right? They're already behind the Uber. Might as well just throw bodies in here, however. Oh no, it's a disaster. They got blocked off by a soldier behind from just exiting after the force. They got what they wanted, but not as intended.
Yeah, Feila keep losing their combo players walking into this B area, but the flank has actually done a good job of setting up. They've got a level 3 sentry gun set up in this connector behind, which makes it very awkward for Highpanzer to retreat back through spawn if they need to. BB runs in, he gets taken out as well, but they're having to bring the full combo back just to deal with this lone engineer Skyfox with the sentry, which allows so much space for Feila to walk in. They've got to be worried though that Assassin is close to this Uber.
Yeah, they might have taken like 3 pushes or something, but finally the sponsor there at a pretty opportune time after the last trade to actually get in here, take some space early, once again get the engineer most importantly as well, which in the lack of a advantage still doesn't sound that great, but it's good enough to maybe take a quick fight here somewhere. Well, there's no gun you have to worry about, just a lot easier to get to the enemy combo, deal some damage, take the exchange, but they're not making it easy at all. Sniper continuing to do a good job so far. Shut down Hondro as well, 2 kills already in their favor, but Feila has to just keep going. Harry already turned some heads at least with the cap time, but the combo's taking the sweet time to actually get in off that, so it's not a big threat just yet as we're waiting painfully long for this door to open. Keep themselves safe in the meantime here, but ooh, they're not watching where they have to. They knew Harry was there, but no one's looking for him too much. Lose another one to the Spy, and Feila able to take a lot more presence on C all of a sudden.
Yeah, Vardy had an opportunity to flank there, but beefed a couple of shots, and now you can see the pincer is on everyone, is looking to just encircle Assassin. He's forced out very easily. He's quite low, he's got a level 2 sentry gun for Nebu to deal with, and I don't really see an easy escape. He's going to have to walk all the way over E through White Room to get himself out of there, and that allows Feila to roar onto C.
Yeah, it's a pretty good C so far. Really all that's holding this back right now is that the B just was an above average, somewhat slower time overall, but it's not too bad. They're making up a lot of pace here just now on the C point, putting them opponents into a harder and harder position from here on out. In fact, have Uber advantage still going forward into D, and in fact, we're going to D first. Sometimes people opt to skip that a little bit here, but with the position they have, opting to just go for Death Quarter quick, get the Uber in from the other side into E instead later on the line, but that will not be later. They have to use it right away here. Is that big a problem? I don't know. I mean, it's not getting big kills just yet. Late cleaning into the Engie and Pyro still is good, but with the Engie down in specific, there's not much in heaven anymore. And they kept D during the Uber charge, so they can just leave that area behind now at the end of the charge, not worry about getting flanked from the spawn doors, immediately set themselves up in E, and this Uber might have just been everything, despite arguably being forced a little early, actually.
Oh, Joe Ed is actually going to diff Joe a little bit in that corner, just holding in the banana itself. Joe wasn't ready for it. The Uber is now going to come out onto the E point. It's going to be used onto Vanu, and Joe there actually going to clean up heaven. Layla is left alone. It's actually going to feed a saw there. Assassin on the Uber saw is going to get a little bit more Uber than he otherwise would have. And while there are a couple of frags for Feila, and Bobbin coming in from Honjo, he's going to end up dying to the pit. So looks like Highpanzer have been able to use that Uber successfully to stabilize.
I don't know, the last few times I've seen Layla die, it instantly ended with Feila winning, so I wouldn't be so sure about that, but the advantage certainly should give them a little bit of security here. We'll see how that ends up. In the bare minimum right now, they get the sniper kill, they set themselves up in heaven again. Position isn't looking bad here, and we're already past the 5-minute mark before we even cap this point by any means, so we're out of the worst of it as the times are concerned at least, but I don't know if it's enough right now. Damage thrown in by Feila, trying to just get a bit of a sack work going more than anything, but can't get too much damage going with that. Only find one kill. Sniper is still good. They're trying to keep the sniper aggressive here as well, but not much coming of that either right now. And there we go. That just once again later will die. Everyone's just so focused forward with the one kill they had to get damage into E that they're just not watching their backlines anymore. Too many people down as well, missing in the middle of the combo to really take any of that attention into the Spy's area of approach, and it's just going to cost them more and more time.
I have to see if Feila changes their approach here. Honjo has been going into bombs up into this heaven area, but the deep sentry gun back on kind of the doorway area has been very difficult for him to deal with. He's been going down instantly, basically every time. I have to see if they get Fundo into maybe the window area on A, or just try to apply some like long-range spam pressure from White Room. But at the moment, that sentry gun is holding strong.
Well, what's not holding strong is Feila and connected. They're just kind of rolled right now. The spy picks keep coming in. Layla down for the third time in less than 2 minutes, I think. It's not a good look just now. Would manage to stay some in hand despite having to use their net. Is going to continue piling up on the timer just now. Pick class is doing a little bit of work here, and yeah, it's a lot of people down on Highpanzer finally, just with random disconnected kills, maybe enough to get the combo across the point finally. I mean, that's really what's holding back just now. This far back hold, like you said, on heaven, just making it really difficult to approach. But the spam's finally coming together here. Get over the point, and BB at the same time pushes right across, gets the medic. They're taking space on heaven. Joe right onto launch setup, gets the hold down, and might actually just live. The scout didn't realize he could just one-tap him there. Gets back to point. They get the cap time here. This might do it. Spawns will still be there to block a tiny bit, but it's going to be a tough time actually getting past everyone just now. So what's looking like the end of the round, that's obviously a good thing, but the time overall is not looking all that great now.
Yeah, really nice push from Feila. Just Brian and Joe peeking at the same time, taking so much pressure down. Assassin's going to have to run in. He actually gets a melee kill. That's a second for his logs. It's not going to be enough. This setup was there for Feila, and while it's not a fast time, they recovered from what was a rough couple of minutes to end up with an 8-10 time.
Yeah, it could be much worse, but I mean, I don't know. In Prem, if you want to be a player's team, you need a little bit better than this, I think, especially in a match where you're really expected to be like the favorite, I would argue, right? I mean, just by seeding alone this week, certainly going into here from a bit of a higher table position, so maybe not playing quite up to expectations just yet on Feila, but at the end of the day, Highpanzer still needs to beat this, right? And we've seen a lot of games where both sides just fumbled the back enough that even if you had a bad start, you might still be able to recover, but I don't know, it's going to be a difficult one. They're looking good just now. 8-10, certainly nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough job for Feila. They've got to get some serious time off a couple of these points. For what I've seen of them, I've worked for them during the week. Their B hold is pretty solid to start with, but they're probably going to have to win some time off both C and E as well, because, as you say, 8-10, not the fastest time at this level.
Let's see. Feila have been known to be clutch every once in a while. Let's see if this might just be another one to the list of just things that they should not win, but still somehow manage to. Would be impressive to say the least here, opting with just immediate sacrifice. I don't feel like we see enough of that these days. A lot of the time people really take things one step at a time here, but just seeing people actually go in while the A-cap's going on, almost refreshing in a way.
Yeah, it didn't slow their A-cap down at all either. No one really was there to contest it. Harry, I think, has called what's going on. He's now going to wait with BB in the white room area, but at the moment all the attention is towards the B point.
Will that be enough, however? Trying to bust up towards the high ground here, always good to just shut down that area. I don't want to have to turn around when you go in from main. Just take that angle away from them, take the tally down, and the heavy if he's with that is, well, a lot more space to work with all of the sudden, even if they're still not really in, but that can be fixed with just one quick Uber, and as they're exchanging as well, keep in mind, we're seeing a soldier go behind and gets one good kill already. Skyfox goes down, can't get much more, but that doesn't really matter. The damage might have been done already. The energy pick is very, very crucial in this position.
Yeah, they're going to want to deal with this sentry gun. They've got rid of Honjo, they baited him in, and now surely the sentry gun will go down. The spamming pipes Joe is eventually taken out with the help of Moiko. Flames coming in from Nebu, just walking in through main before Uber's up for either time. Everyone from Feila is going to have to run back to spawn. That's so much space available for Highpanzer. So Feila actually later decides to leave through the connector area rather than through spawn, so gets into that shelf area a little bit faster than otherwise would, and now her team is able to catch up with her.
Yeah, will be helpful at least to have this much ground, but still fairly confidently taken point by Highpanzer. Not quite as quick as I expected after the gun went down initially, but still just took that advantage to heart to just constantly get more and more pressure in and force them slowly but surely back enough that, like you see just now, have to decide which way they want to leave, and or if they want to go back and fight on them without an Uber in the hand at that time. It probably was an easy decision to just leave back into connector, set up here a little bit and hope for the best. That one will stay hope for the time being though. After all, there's still plenty of time left for Highpanzer to play this, and it's just a matter of time before they approach. In fact, we're taking the opposite end here. They're not going straight to connector. We're going from the C door instead, and that spams connecting. They're sitting really far back, but all that just means is that actual Joe projectiles will connect with Layla in the far back end of the connector area. Will get forced. Layla even going down afterwards, and it's just getting worse and worse out of the sun. Bombs coming through onto the heaven area. Look at that. Energy down, gun following suit. Going to waste here right after, and they just have every choice available to them here. There's an empty point wherever they go.
Yeah, unfortunate play from Skyfox this round. Just twice now he's gone down before his sentry gun hasn't been able to keep his engineer body alive, and that's made it very easy. Joe now is having to duel with Ina, and Ina has the beam and has the health and is able to take Joe, so perhaps a shimmer of light here for Feila. They're going to have to get some spawns, they're going to have to get their players out into the heaven area. There's a sentry gun taken down in the old spawn, and Lord is cleaned up as well, so while the C cap has gone down and there's a bit of time on E, there is still something for Feila that they have to deal with a potential Uber advantage coming in.
It is a bit of time, but I need a whole lot of it right now. There's still just under 5 minutes left to go here, and they're not in a great position from here on out to get any of it as well. Everyone's just flooding into heaven, taking position here. Assassin does get forced pretty early, but how much good does it do them if they're just getting forced back just now and again? Just still keep good ground here. I mean, Kaplan stopped for a second there. That is something to say at least here, but they have to use out of spawn to get anywhere. Pyro makes this really annoying. Look at that. Then we're just wasting so much time, but they get the medic BB with the force of nature. I mean, we were talking about soda popper. Turns out the other two-shot gun might not be that bad either on this point sometimes. BB loves that thing, but at the end of the day, as good as the med kill is, it's not like most of them survive either.
Yeah, the important thing is Layla and Joe, the jailer combo, has stayed alive just about. They're going to clean up the spy in heaven. Dempsey and Honjo are going to be able to do that, so there's still a little bit of resistance here for Feila. They still have control of heaven just about for now. They've taken out Joe Bryan now up to a 7k. Important frags for his team. I see an NG falling down, but I think they kept themselves alive, but now suddenly there's so much pressure onto this E point. Everyone's having to back up. Joe's having to wait back and spawn. Trying to build this Uber up. They have a very slight advantage, but they don't really have too many players to work it with.
It's gonna cut it close here. 3.5 minutes still left to go. A couple of people still in the respawn queue as well. Captain's not too threatening in theory just yet, but the longer you wait, the worse it gets, and in more ways than one, Uber's coming up as well. Assassin so weak already, will just be able to pop the Uber in time. That will save a lot of people's life, but it's mostly just Nebu on the door that's trying to lock things down for them here. It alone does a lot of work here already. Hondro still gets to touch point here a little bit with the rockets, deny some cap time for the time being, but they had crucially members down. Layla and Joe surviving previously was helpless together, but that demo man is now gone for them here. Everyone else has to somehow take that position, and I don't think they can. Heavy denies Heaven, and in the meantime, Hondro, really the only one able to access point, just has to push up against like 4 or 5 people on the cap, and that's it. Congratulations, Envision. They worked really hard for this one, but they finally did it. Very proud of them. We know which team leader paid Highpanzer more money for this game. Let's just say that much. Alright, into the next round we go. See, this is now just for spite, right? I mentioned already, Lawn squad last season went up against Feila. It was a really close game, but they didn't win anything at the time. We even had the different call rules, so they didn't even get a single point despite the close King of the Hill match. However, they have come a long way now, and this could be, in fact, at the time to beat one of the big dog teams, I guess, in the division, and it will not be a bad win to take at the end of the season. Push up ahead in tables a little bit and just put themselves in a good position, get the spite win, rematch from last season basically for some of them, and make this be a really solid end to the season. In fact, where would that put them right now? Obviously not in playoffs, but obviously in a much nicer spot at the end of the day. It is 6 points, right? They shoot to 11. Would they would be 4 for that is actually.
You know, both these teams have played like 100 rounds of steel scrims all this week to prepare for this very moment where it doesn't matter at the end of the day who wins this
And they
round.
could still play another one after this as well.
Oh, God
was
have
Joe
mercy.
on Quickie Bomb launcher last time as well? I didn't notice if he did. Well, I guess now is the time to bring out the funny weapons for what it's worth as well, right?
Yeah, Dragon's Fury coming out of Nebu is actually going to incinerate DuMmTm. And, I mean, that's going to be the only kind of real significant frag as the combo just goes in, sees what they can get, see if they can get that force out of Layla. Layla's going to hold on, is happy dropping the pyro. I don't know if they're going to be able to do much with that. The cap has come in 19 seconds, which is pretty rapid. And already everyone just looking to pressure up top. So many gamers running through with the support of the bonked Vanu.
I'm a big fan that the only insult BB could come up with to Vanu as well is that he should go win in a war. That is really apparently what matters in life. Winning an ETF2L award. Anyway, Uber's coming through. Oh no, they found the snap in the back as well. Actually pretty smart there by the side of Feila. Vanu shot down as well. The combo gets out, but there's nothing around it anymore, so whatever push comes next doesn't have nearly as much bite to it anymore.
Oh, I thought Moiko was going to live, but he does just about burn out, and it's going to have to wait a little bit for anything from Highpanzer there. Stacking everyone on B, they're putting all their chips in onto this point. They've got a little bit of pressure up top. They have got rid of that teleporter, so there's not going to be a heavy going up there anytime soon. Pressure coming in. Akio moving in through the drop-down area. That allows Vanu just to burst in. Seeing the distraction, there's no Uber up for Layla. There's a lot of damage going down onto inner Joe and Layla and Harry as well, and Harry is going to get taken out. Everyone else is going to run back to spawn, and Highpanzer are just going to dry push it and take control of the second point. It looks like they're ready to move into connector as well.
Yeah, looking solid here. Not a bad time, I don't think. What's this? That's about? Ooh, yeah, just about 2 minutes. 1:51 in the end. Actually pretty good. All things considered, and maybe can even get some more ground out of this. It's not going to be advantage to see, but they have connect already. That alone buys themselves a lot of time here. Look at that. Actually perfect timing on Joe as well. Gets in onto the gun here early. Actually focused on Skyfox first things first here, but it gets punished for that as well. Wants to go for the spawn cap in the end. Gun will still go down, but not at the cost of the demo man. Maybe not the right idea. I don't know. If this still works out, they have this little setup on E, but it's kind of paper thin right now. It's just people in the far back area, no cap time at all. I mean, ultimately, it's not that big a deal because they have these people on C. That's really all that matters just now. It just pulls enough heads back across 2 different points that it's just an easy time for the other half of this push to do all they need to, get the C point easily, and just keep moving along. Who cares if it's even Uber if the other team never gets into a position where they actually wants to take the fight?
Yeah, DuMmTm did a lot of work there, getting those important 2 frags, and as you say, it's not going to be easy for them to capitalise in terms of pressure E cap time, but it did give them basically a free C cap. So now Highpanzer are looking to move back in. They're stacking everyone up in the connector. Joe is having to just spam down inner, and his Joe, his namesake, I guess, his counterpart, Demo Man, on the other side, and looks like Joe N is going to win the spam duel just about for now. Both are going to back up, and at the moment we're seeing this, it's kind of what happened twice in earlier on in the week. The blue team just struggling to move out of this connector area when a full heaven setup is there for red.
Yeah, we really need to find out which football team Mr. Panzer Joe is supporting. That would help differentiating these two gentlemen quite a bit, I think. Either way, they're trying to now get into this area, into having contest this a little bit more where they can, but the shutdown damage is still pretty good. Everything's spammed very nicely there. No one's taking easy space. Heavy Demo went down right away, but bodies on D maybe turn some heads. Finally, the spam coming through against them as well. Will claim at least a scout. Kept them stopped for the time being, but Soldier is still there. Can just continue on clocking down this cap here a little bit, one at a time, and maybe cause some more distraction here. They have people to try and deal with that, but it's not going quick, to say the least.
It's actually quite a lot of cap time on D, but at the moment Highpanzer only have control of that B-C connector and a little bit of pressure through Death Corridor as well. Vardy's now going to be able to run in, and I think they will get this D cap. I don't think the combo really for Feila is any kind of position to be honest, block E either. They've just kind of crumbled on E. At the same time, the sentry guns going up, they're trying to get the sniper in position, and Highpanzer are looking to put the death grip on.
Yeah, looking good here. Cap time is starting off pretty confidently here as well. Layla still has an Uber. That's really what puts this together, especially with this just out of nowhere medical resistance. Assassins going down, big advantage coming forward here, but it's kind of just traded positions all of a sudden. The defending team has to approach from the connector area into the pushing team setting up on E instead. Weird turn of events here, and it might help out a little bit. It's a very hesitant approach by Feila, but they're getting a couple of kills here to stop cap time at the very least, so buying themselves a bit of time before they even pull the trigger on the Uber, and with this much advantage, you really don't want to have a battle at all. It just would give free advantage to the opponent's team if you just make a wrong choice on the Uber charge. So they're playing it small steps at a time here, but there we go. Push comes through with the soldier in position, trying to nuke whatever on point, but unbeknownst to them, there wasn't a whole lot on point actually.
Yeah, there wasn't too much. It turns out that Harry's medic frag proved to be as crucial as kind of any medic frag as you'd expect. Vardy's going to run in, they're going to kill Brian, and DuMmTm is looking for more inner. The only real defensive class, only real healthy class has the beam on him, but everyone's just going to go down. Joe and Michael plow forward. BB survives with 1 HP. He's going to have to recycle and run into so many stacked up healthy players on the E-Cup that it will eventually go down in what is a decent time of 5:49.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Took a little bit of grinding away down the last point, but if the first few go down pretty quick, you can afford a bit of a grind game. At the end of it all, still have a pretty good time sitting there in front of you. That's all they have to beat now as well. At the moment, they're 5th out of 6. But if they win this, they shoot up one more position, get to 4th. It's still not playoffs maybe, but I mean, hey, coming off a season that was, I think, winless last season, right? For like some of them on the red team. That's a stark improvement. We take any win given to us.
Yeah, they've. I mean, if you looked at based on their scrim results, they'd probably be in playoffs. They've been very impressive in scrims. Haven't quite lived up to it in officials so far.
Unfortunately, the world just doesn't revolve around just winning steel to be the better Highlander team, even though it should.
Yeah, in DuMmTm's league. When ETF2L finally dies due to corruption, and DuMmTm is the master
take over and
of
ban
European
everyone.
TF2. Everyone will get banned,
And then you play steel.
You play steel for.
But you're also banned. Right, let's see what they can do with the limited freedom they have here right now. Feila needs to be in a pretty good time. Had an 8-minute push before. Fix 1 or 2 things. It still looks very doable. It's a good time, but not like an unbeatably good time at all. Sub 5 maybe would be more concerning right now, but give themselves a bit of bonus time here to get this going, and maybe if they can clutch something out. I mean, you might not be able to win this match, but you sure can prevent these guys from being able to brag for the end of eternity that they finished ahead of you.
Yeah, once more, Feila posturing up on the A point. They've got all their players there. I think it's, yeah, in fact, all 9 players ready to move in. They're going to go in. There were some crit stickies set up earlier on, I did hear, but I don't quite see exactly where they are. Maybe they've been taken out, but already you can see the Highpanzer team is ready in that connector. They've seen that rotation, they've had it called for them, and Feila actually going to just go back. Not sure exactly where to go from. Do they go for a big rotation down to C? Do they go through drop down? No, they're just going to walk back in the same doorway.
Yeah, just a double fake out coming back around into the connect area. Pivotal point of course, as we alluded to earlier here as well. Take the funny little entrance from C as well. Good angle to have here as long as you can get the cap time going despite the people in the spawn door. But I don't think they get that far right now. It's just Nabu walking in and just killing everyone.
Oh my god, it's devastation from Nabu. Just, they weren't faked out, they weren't baited. They knew they could just hold that connector regardless of where Feila approached from. It's not going to be too much of an issue, and now they're even going to roll back to the B point. And gives Honjo some space, but he's jumping into a sentry gun. He's going for the spoon. He actually gets a kill somehow onto Moiko in what was a pretty pitiful attempt at a spoon onto anyone. But either way, he gets a frag and allows Feila to now try and pressure perhaps from the concrete area.
Yeah, after that push by Nabu, I don't know how the politics led up to Nabu not being on Feila this season anymore, but they might regret that choice in the end here a little bit. Do not have that guy, did pretty well, still continuing to do really good work. Heckendiva here, deep as well, up against most of the people in this little connecting area here at B spawn. Really good stuff by the Red Uber, shutting them down for just a little bit longer. However, did not get the Uber, so they can't rest on the laurels here too much just yet. They still have plenty of time left on the clock here, but the Uber charge is really what matters just now. Makes the entrance into to B, sorry. A lot more seamlessly right now. Beef does spy play at least, that helps a lot on defense. They're not going to have randomly missing people as well, but gotta be careful here. Oh no, before the Uber comes up, they lose the heavy already.
Yeah, it's going to have to be flashed onto BB. He's going very, very deep chasing. Gets a ton of damage down onto Nebu, and it's going to be finished off by Dempsey as well. But it looks like there's enough players for Highpanzer here to hold the connector for now. They've got Fundo set up nice and buffed, watching that main sightline. They've got a Demoman with stickies ready to go. So Feila, are they going to wait for the slow door? They don't have too much time to work with, but they obviously want that slow door to open, and so they can apply pressure from two different angles.
Yeah, gun set up on Heaven as well for the defending team, while the rest of the combo is just vibing at spawn, being able to rotate while they need to. Looks like they do want to get some bodies into E, and if they were there any sooner, they could have seen whatever the hell just happened to Honjo as well. It doesn't really matter anymore for them here. There's one player down, that's all that counts. Get the bodies in here and actually just get completely melted by the pick classes, so maybe this rotation's not going so hot just yet, actually.
No, it looks like the C cap will go down to Feila. They've got most of their players there. Varnu, the only defender that I can see perhaps in position. I think he's just going to play in spawn, give a little bit of information for his team, perhaps call out if they do go Death Corridor. We'll have to see if Highpanzer are ready for it. I don't see too much rotation for them either. They are just... Harry's always going to bump his fellow spy as he was seeing so many flames pass him. But while we have a little bit of a spy duel on the D cap, I think the really important thing is what's happening to the Feila combo.
Well, part of the combo is the heavy eating a sandwich all by himself, shut down by the scout. Meanwhile, a couple more kills ringing through. Pretty much everyone on the flank is getting one each here to just make this be really, really miserable. And then the combos come in to step in as well. Demoman, a 1v1, so to speak, I guess. Not really much of a fight here, just shut down early from taking space on E. Joe will get that kill over his name companion, but time's just running out right now. A minute left, and they don't have any cap time at this point. I don't know, this is looking rough right now.
Oh, it just about lives, but Dempsey isn't he's gonna get pitted. Joe got headshot before the Uber came out. BB is killed as the Uber fades. They've got kills onto Varnu before the Uber and Akio now as well, but that's about all Feila were able to get with that Uber. But Brian now has found a pick onto Joe and Nebu. Varnu both going down. Suddenly it's opening up for Feila. They're going to get rid of the sentry gun. They still have a heavy. They still have a
Joe doesn't
sniper
know
to do it.
Slope shot out of the pit. He could have lived that so easily. As a very avid, I've jumped once or twice on Demoman before person. That hurt my heart very much.
I mean, he's only had like 4,000 hours of demo.
Yeah,
It's tough.
Can't expect people to be good at mechanics.
You have to, you have to be kind to these new players. But either way, looks like Feila have enough players on the point. We'll see if Highpanzer are able to break through this connector. Joe is taken very, very low. There's a lot of damage coming down into him. Just 8 seconds left, and Feila are going to be able to cup it out. And we're going to a completely pointless third round.
ahead of ourselves here. We have to find out which of these teams will choke less in a game that is sure to go down in history tonight.
I don't know exactly what is going to go down in history for. Maybe the fact Joe facing Joe.
Joe's mental, probably.
The battle of the Joes, that's...
Oh yeah, the loser of this has to rename, I think, is how we should roll this, like, officially. Like, admins just, like, forcibly change their name after this game.
Would be fun stuff. But, yeah, as we see, it's going to be Highpanzer taking the red and Feila taking the blue. I'm sure they fought for an awful long time. I'm surprised we didn't see a heavy fist fight. It seems that Feila were just happy to pick the blue.
I mean,
basically.
I don't know if they're happy at all. They're just content with what's happening at this point, I would imagine. After their dreams and hopes have been snatched from them here tonight.
Either way, we'll see if Vanu dies instantly on the A-Cup as he did before. Yes! He just gets absolutely annihilated once more. I'm going to call it that Vanu meta change of standing on A while 9 players walk out.
Yeah, but
don't
what if
think
you
it's
just
optimal.
scout class them? What if you just, like, go beast mode and kill them all? It could happen.
We'll have to see. Maybe next season.
No, you see everyone in playoffs is not going to start doing it too.
Either way, similar setup for Feila. They're stuck in. Everyone on A once more walking in through the white room. A few stickies to deal with, a few other potential threats. There's actually the spy is going to cause stuff. No sniper sightline, but everyone. Oh my god, Joanne doing a risky jump this time. The 4,000 demo man hours pays off, but he's going to have to duel with Vanu around this corner. Vanu actually bonks, which probably gave him information of where Joe was hiding, but now he's running in behind Joe. He's
Joe even
continues to go forward, but he's going to get taken out by his counterpart.
Well, that's 2 for the price of 1 on the pit. Ding, 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 ding. I kept count at home here myself, and we're at 8 pit deaths total now. So we're doing good numbers on the statistics at the moment. We're almost at the average.
Don't know exactly what I just watched the last couple of minutes, but it didn't work out too well for Feila.
Wait, Michael hiding in the corner. No, they spot him. Doesn't matter. Oh, almost still gets to the medic in time actually as well. Threatening stuff, but funny play for Michael. Does not quite work out.
It's actually KritzKast for Layla. She's come up on, so yeah, good switch. I approve of this. Definitely bring out KritzKast in this sort of situation. I didn't even see how Assassin. I guess it was an Uber trade when she got pitted, right? So that's how Assassin isn't going to have the Uber for a while. Actually, they're just going to pin everyone back from Highpanzer. Joe looking to fight on with the cannon, just throwing out some cannonballs, but Joanne is looking to go forward and sticking them off.
Ah, yeah, those Stickies doing good work right now. Big damage coming out of the blue team. Slowly but surely taking space. Not a lot of people down just now with the response coming in, but no one's in good position anymore. And looks like they're making the wise choice to not want to bother with the point anymore. They're expecting that to be an Uber if they didn't like check the Megan in the second as well. Who knows? I mean, this late into a game that has the highest stakes on it, let's say, you might just forget to bother checking the Medigun. And
KritzKast up onto Joe, and I don't see him fighting very much with it. And actually, it's the stickies of Joe, non-crit boosted, are just going to be above the choke point, going to take out Dempsey and Joanne. And Layla went down as well. Didn't exactly see how she went down, but either way, complete disaster for Feila. Back to the drawing board.
Yeah, that could have gone in many ways better, I suppose, in the end. But you know what? We're bouncing back, we're coming back stronger, and we're staying on KritzKast most importantly as well. So the punning gun is staying in hands of Layla, trying to get this early Uber up and running, and this time around actually catch them by surprise a little bit maybe here as well, although I think surprise factor's gone. It's just slightly better building speed that matters now as well. Speaking of speed, Hondro in there fast, but that as fast as he got in there will get shut down. Little Taunt coming out and stuck in the corner as they were. It's not going to get punished by the sniper sideline that was right around the corner there for the heavy. In fact, who really has the sniper sideline that matters right now? Fundo wins the 1v1. Pyro 1v1 also going there. Here's the KritzKast, gets Moikel exactly. Maybe one big sticky snipe comes through as well. But they're hoping and they're coping and they're not hitting any stickies.
Slightly discombobulated defense here from Highpanzer. Look like they wanted to go forward with the 100% assassin. Actually, it gets surfed up onto the cliff, allows Joe to chase Layla down. Otherwise, wouldn't have been on the cards. He's gonna take her out with the help of, or with the use of the loose cannon, and the two of them are gonna run back onto that cliff. They've got Dempsey to deal with. He's looking to pounce. He's running over the rocks. He takes out Assassin. Actually, Honjo gets the kill at the end of the day. Joe will survive as well.
Big stuff, gets empty with the funny gun. You love to see it. Haven't been catching too many double donks on my screen just yet. I don't know how many there actually were in game, but nice to see them here eventually coming out as well. That might still be enough to get the C point though. Demo Medic down, going down late as well. Most importantly, late spawn. Slayer with good advantage from here on out. Might still be able to put something together at the end of this one. What's the time after this? It's not going to be fantastic, but it's not awful, right? Took 2 minutes to get this point. 4 for 3 is acceptable, I guess, especially with advantage from here.
Yeah, Feila definitely embracing the chaos and utilising their faster spawns. They're going to lock Vadu out. He comes very close to dying as well. It looks like the decap is already going down. Spawns are up for Highpanzer, but there's no one in position to block this E-cap. They'll have to probably walk back through the BEC connector and try and fight E, as Lord is looking pretty lonely up in heaven right now.
Alright, big push as well into the connector area. Got some good damage here. The axe doing its work. Neglects that thing and making it county as well. What does Accu do? Okay, well, Accu tried, I guess.
Honjo going for the nice little hiding spot is gonna get 1 kill for his troubles. Feila not really getting too much cap time at E, and actually Joe is gonna be able to kill in a pretty quick. Nice reflect from Nebu as well. Is killing the other Joe Ed, and Highpanzer able to roll back onto this E point, roll back into heaven, get all their players set up, and with only that soldier missing at the moment, Honjo runs in, but once more that bomb just does not work.
Quickly shut down by the air blast and will go down. They might only have the E point anymore, but they still have at least a good position on that E point itself. I mean, it will be enough to keep this together. Oh, they're wrapping up behind them as well from White Room directly onto the combo, and no one had eyes on that. They saw enough people in heaven. They thought for sure that's where the combo's hiding, but little did they know. Highpanzer is just several steps ahead apparently right now. Gets away with the big rotation. Joan just jumps down to end it all. That's going to be another successful defense for Highpanzer.
Nebu could easily have got that kill with pretty much any of his weapons, but decided to utilise the air blast, give us another one for the pit counter, and get the kill to
Gotta
Joe.
do it for the content.
Absolutely.
Oh, speaking of content, Assassin's going down. Maybe we have a push coming up now as well. Someone actually on point is still waiting for an Uber build exchange scenario first.
Yeah, Brian is continuing to dominate from the window area. There's no one really to stop him just now. Lord has a teleporter potentially that could be used. I see Accio is running in behind to go for him now, but perhaps the damage is already done with the full Feila combo on the E cap ready to go and in and locking down the spawn door.
Brian trying to melee free fire the corner and get the spy for like 5 seconds. Quite possibly the smartest sniper main of all time.
Which isn't saying very much. But either way, Honjo is going to jump in.
What do you mean you don't have to be smart to aim?
And the E-cap, has been blocked by Vanu, utilising the bonk to maximum efficiency. There's still 3x on cap. There's only 2 players up for Highpanzer. That's going to allow Feila to cap in a slowish 7:22.
Yeah, it might not be a good time, but more importantly, I don't think anyone Feila's having a good time anymore in general right now. We are in straight up bad time territory for them here. Lost the playoff chance already, and then we get a 7.5 after an 8 minute already. It's better, I guess, but I don't think by a considerable amount to the point where you're actually really all that happy with it right now.
Yeah, going to be tough to defend this cap time. I don't really think they've looked like successfully defending a long time like this so far this game, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see if they have any shenanigans, any tricks up their sleeve. But at the moment, Highpanzer are nicely set to, maybe claim that coveted 5th spot.
The all-important one, the one where you aren't last. And isn't that what competing is all about? Just seeing other people be worse than you. That's what life is all about. You don't play to win, you play to see other people lose.
As long as there's one team you can laugh at the end of the day.
So you're not at the bottom of the food chain here, and that's what it's all about right now, which I guess no one's last anymore here anyway. Shoutouts to the Fresh Pearls, who unfortunately have to sit down there and suffer despite some really close games this season.
Dragon's Fury is going to get the teleporter, which is going to be something for Dr. Underscore to shout out, and the teleport is well, it's not a huge pick, but a nice little pick, allowing Moikil to pressure up the concrete area at the moment. Fundo looking to go drop down. Don't think Lele's rotation. She's going to sit in that dispenser. Hope that the sniper isn't able to take her out. Everyone's just waiting and waiting and waiting for an age, as surely something's going to happen soon.
Surely, right? They wouldn't possibly not push. Look at that there. They're taking position up with the heavy on high ground, with everyone else just going in deep on the combo, and the bomb from DuMmTm does all the damage it has to. Engineer goes down, no gun inside anymore. Due to some space in the actual exchange, you get forced back quite a bit. Inner doing as much work as one man can do, shutting down the combo, but they still don't have eyes on the soldier. Second bomb, DuMmTm gets past them once again. This time around, it's the medic going down. Anyone that could keep the whole together is just slowly getting dismantled.
Yeah, Akio just running in and forcing people down, utilising the dead ringer to get forward. Looks like there's not too many players ready to bust here. And suddenly, the Highpanzer, the cavalry is rolling in for them. They saw the writing on the wall. Feila want to stick around in this choke area around the spawn, but it's a risky business, and Dempsey and Joen are now both in the respawn queue. Sure, they have to back out.
Yeah, they still have the spy in, but no one really has, and they saw that spy coming too, so no threat on that one. Cap goes through, time to take all the position in the world here. Once again, like we've seen last round, get the point and get connector, but unlike last time, they don't just get connector, they have an advantage from here, so how much of a fight does Feila really have on C? There's some people wanting to contest, and if you get 4C, that's great news, but that's a big capital if right there, because it's not like anyone even gets close to them.
Yeah, Skyfox going down in the heaven area. Dodger's able to win the soldier duel, but looks like C is not going to be on the cards at all for any kind of Feila hold. They're already on D, already locking down Death Corridor with some stickies, but the rotation has come back in. It's going to be a fight over this E point.
Alright, Uber up and running on both sides. Now, no DuMmTm to be found on one of the teams, however, that chances quite a bit to take the fight. Whatever little point presence there was on D a second ago, certainly just gone to wayside now, since they need to be a little bit more careful here in the waiting down time for out of the players. However, get a couple kills here and there, thanks. Busy, the snipes are landing on the other side, however, and it's just trading blow for blow right now. Spawn time helped a lot for Highpanzer. Joe has to wait no time at all, but Joen still has 10 seconds left to go. And more and more people are just trickling in from all entrances on both D and E actually right now. Somewhat capped by the scout alone pretty much on D as well, while the spam's just ticking in. They don't get much cap limit on E, but they're getting all the presence they need, and the second heaven is empty as they see right now. It's time to take that space and just lock down all the doors.
Dempsey's on D right now, being able to block that capture, but there's so much space available for Highpanzer on the E cap. The Jones are going to have to fight from the low ground position with a heavy, with a spy, and now with a soldier. DuMmTm jumping in, taking him out. Joe somehow fell into the pit, didn't exactly see how that happened. Hopefully it was caught on stream, because that's always funny.
That's number 10 for tonight. Going down right there, Uber in for Feila, tries to contest this, but blew Uber over the point faster, had pyro against the heavy here, just able to run past them, get some funny position against them here, and Moikil with the better Uber, with most down whatever's left standing in front of him for quite some time. The crucial kills to get here, but it even somehow survives that assassin, just massively jumped back to point, able to stay alive for a little bit longer. He gets some buffs across, still really weak, just about hanging on to dear life there, but the Captains will matters right now. They have a little bit of a setup in the back, but these people have to actually touch point or kill everyone quick, and in the end it looks like neither of which is happening. The Captain is staying alive, but no one on Feila does, as the last few players try to desperately block this, but to no avail. It is just Honjo against the world, and he's not cut out for that fight too much. This will go to Highpanzer, they take the 4-point win. It's not going to be the win they wanted maybe, but it's going to be a win at the very least.